Hey, Brandon Hoffman, and if you're moving to South Carolina or maybe you already live in South Carolina, you need to be familiar with our state flag because you're going to see it everywhere. This is what it looks like. So, everyone here pretty much refers to this as a crescent moon and palmetto tree, and that is indeed what it looks like. So, nobody's going to correct you, but I'm going to give you a little history lesson on our flag. And we do have a lot of state pride, which is why you see it everywhere. And you'll see it a lot in the local university colors: Citadel blue, Clemson orange, garnet for USC, Wofford, all the different schools around here. A lot of times you see the school apparel with the state flag in that school color. Ties, belts, it's everywhere. So as far as the history lesson goes on the state flag, I'm first going to correct you and say this is not the crescent moon. This is actually a gorget. A gorget was a piece of armor worn in medieval times that later became popular as a fashion symbol for officers under King George II. In 1775, we were getting ready to secede from Great Britain and declare our independence as a country. We didn't have a flag, so Colonel Moultrie was commissioned to design a flag. So South Carolina soldier uniforms were blue, and they had the gorget on the caps they wore. So he just wanted to match the uniform, so he did a blue field with the gorget in the corner. Going ahead to 1776, at the start of the Revolutionary War, interestingly enough, the first shots were fired right here in South Carolina at Fort Sullivan, which later became known as Fort Moultrie, and is a really cool trip you can take a visit to, catch a ferry out to the island and visit the fort. So I would recommend, if you've never been, actually checking it out at some point. It's pretty neat. So we had our flag flying over the fort, and that was the entrance to the Charleston Harbor. So when the Brits invaded, that was the route they were going to take. So we had the fort there, and it was manned, not by a whole lot of people, not a whole lot of guns, but that was our first line of defense. So when the British Navy invaded, they were actually repelled at Fort Moultrie in a 10-hour battle with the South Carolina flag flying over it. And as luck would have it, we won that despite being outmanned and outgunned. We had already cut down all the hardwoods, the nice live oaks and everything else out there. Live oaks are a big curvy tree. They're excellent for shipbuilding. So a lot of those had been built down to build ships or homes. So what we had left laying around when we needed a fort for the war was palmetto logs. The palmetto tree is not actually even a tree. It's a giant overgrown plant with a soft fibrous material, which was lucky for us. When they built the fort and the Brits fired the cannonballs at us, they would either sink in or bounce off of the soft fibrous palmetto tree without exploding. So we were able to survive that war, and that was the first battle of the Revolutionary War. The palmetto tree was then eventually added to the flag as a symbol with the gorget, which evolved into the palmetto tree and crescent moon design we see now. Over the years, the flag has been tilted, or the gorget has been tilted a little bit, where it looks more and more like a moon. So that's our South Carolina state flag. We have a lot of pride in that. We wear it everywhere. And if you stay in South Carolina, you'll probably find yourself with an article of clothing on it at some point yourself. So that's our flag's history. Thanks for watching. We've got a ton of great content and videos on here. Feel free to check out some of the other material. Go ahead and hit the subscribe and like button for me. Again, Brandon Hoffman, local real estate agent. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, hey, I know a lot about South Carolina history as well as the real estate market. Thanks for watching. P.S. It's a palmetto tree. Don't call it a palm tree. You'll probably offend somebody in South Carolina.